seen emphasis lately on schools and police preparing to respond to mass shootings. Today, the Secret Service trained several Champaign County law enforcement agencies and school districts. They focused on ways to prevent the trigger from ever being pulled. Our Target 3 investigative reporter Renee Cooper sat through the training today. She joins us right now. Renee, what did you learn?
Well, Jennifer, Illinois school districts are required to have a documented threat assessment protocol and to update that every year since law was amended in 2019. But the National Threat Assessment Center, on the other hand, or NTAC, has been publishing reports on mass shooting attacks and what precedes them since 1998. Out of a sample of school attacks between 2008 and 2017, researchers found half of the shooters' plans were visible to someone, and nearly all who plotted an attack communicated their intention ahead of time. Central Illinois schools are not immune, and today they work to get ahead.
Law enforcement in Champaign County trains for the day that we may have to go to a school shooter.
A school shooting hasn't happened to date under Champaign County Sheriff Dustin Harmon's jurisdiction, but it has happened in Central Illinois in the Mattoon High School cafeteria in 2017.
It probably didn't happen at Columbine either until it happened at Columbine. It probably didn't happen at Uvalde until it happened at Uvalde.
NTAC data shows it's happened in just about any size town. And in a sample of 41 mass attacks, the NTAC found school resource officers were the force stopping the shooter every time.
Most of these incidents will be done in a minute or at the most 5.
There's a Champaign County school resource officer at both districts the sheriff oversees. Unity High School's deputy in Tolono attended the NTAC training. Over in Urbana, the high school has a city police resource officer. Champaign School's program has been discontinued since last summer because of police staffing issues. The district has since equipped itself with 5 unarmed private security guards.
Having that resource at the school is, in my opinion, absolutely vital.
But the training was about getting ahead of that by recognizing student behaviors or communications. Some may be overtly threatening. Others are signs of distress, like slipping grades or increased isolation. NTAC research specialist Ashley Smolinski says the majority of students who plotted attacks had stressors at home. But it's important to note,
one of those behavioral themes displayed in and of itself, mental health, stressors, bullying, is not a single risk factor for a student who's going to engage in active targeted violence.
That's why NTAC developed a team framework for schools to implement, made up of a mix of staff, counselors, and law enforcement.
And those who are in a role to help support that student shows us that they are in need of some sort of intervention and support.
With a developed protocol to intervene with students, conduct assessments and investigations, decide whether to bring in law enforcement, and how to keep record of it all. St. Joe and Unity High Schools both have teams, including resource officers there every day with eyes on changes in behavior.
That could all be coincidental, but we really have to invest resources in preventing behaviors like this.
At the least, it's investing support in students in distress. And Smolinski says when attacks were averted,
a majority of those plotters did go on to lead successful lives.
This all relies on reports from teachers, but also students and community members, something that can be shared directly with a team if your district has one, administrators or law enforcement. Now, Crime Stoppers is a way to do so anonymously, as is the statewide Safe to Help program. I've got a link to that resource over on our website, WCIA.com. Jennifer, back to you.
All right, Renee, thank you so much.